Good evening. Welcome to Vibin with Ashley Live. I'm your host, Ashley Live. Guess what, guys? This is episode 50. Episode 50. I am so happy that this is episode 50. I had 49 incredible musicians on this show. The show launched in August. 49 incredible musicians, and tonight we're celebrating 50. So I'm so excited, and I have some confetti. Whee! Okay, that just went up, but whatever. So, episode 50, Jon Mullins is in the room. Before I bring him in the room, I'm going to introduce you to you guys. So, Jon Mullins, singer, songwriter, guitarist, pianist, season 18 of NBC's The Voice, Team Blake. So let's bring Jon in the room. I know Jon's ready to come on in. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, Jon.
Hello, happy
How is?
50th.
Thank you.
Happy 50th episode. I'm super excited for you. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you. Thank you for agreeing to do the show and being on such a monumental show for me. I'm so happy. You're such an incredible musician, Jon. I'm so honored that you're on my show tonight.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
Yes. So how's your day going?
Going well. It's been a super busy day, but it's been awesome. I'm glad to be able to kind of chill this evening, hang out with you, and then load out in the morning, head out of town, and enjoy life. So it's
so exciting. So we're gonna get right on into it. So Jon, I start each show with a song lyric. So tonight we are going to do a lyric from Better Man. Now, Better Man was a song released by Jon in September. So I'm just going to share this song. For those of you guys who don't know this song, I'm just going to share it with you. It's only human nature just to give up on somebody that you don't understand. I know I've got a million reasons to let me go, but now I'm asking for another chance. We can make this work. I would do anything for you. I didn't know I was wrong. Whatever I need to keep you.
I will learn to be better than for you.
Yes, Better Man. So for people in the room that aren't familiar with Better Man, can you shed some light on this song?
Yeah, so I'll dive back just a little bit. This song I call a desperate love letter, and this song basically. 5 years ago, my wife fell on concrete, hit her head, started losing speech and motor functions, and developed anxiety, developed panic, lost short-term memory. So many incredibly crazy things happened. Almost overnight, our world flipped upside down. Yeah. We had a really hard time relearning how to communicate because she couldn't even put sentences together to tell me how hard of a time she was having.
Yeah.
So imagine just sitting up and crying because you're going through the hardest time. You're scared that your body's never going to recover, that you'll never be able to put a sentence together again, and you're not even able to tell your spouse. And so we battled that, had to relearn how to communicate while her speech was coming back, and it resulted in a lot of very difficult conversations and a lot of fights and arguments. And I wanted to write this desperate love letter to let her know that no matter what life throws our way, I'm going to do everything to be a better man for her and for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's beautiful. And that was such a crazy traumatic thing that you guys went through as a couple.
It was crazy. It was one of the hardest times of our marriage and our lives.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I just want to say thank you for being so honest and vulnerable and just letting people know what you're going through, because people who listen to music, they know honesty, they know vulnerability. And we as fans of music, we appreciate when you guys just open your heart to us. And I know it's difficult as a musician to just kind of like lay it all out there and just be like, okay, well, like I might be a little too honest with everybody, but that helps so many people.
Thank you so much. It's I'll tell you one thing, I appreciate you saying that, because it's probably one of the scariest things to kind of lay it out on the line and understand that what you put out music wise is, once you put it on the internet, it's always going to be there, which it's a piece of you for your kids, your grandkids, your family, and the whole world to see forever. And so opening up about something that personal.
Yeah.
Which we'll talk about the 3 songs later, I guess, but it almost got even more and more personal with the 2 songs I released after Better Man.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say thank you, because all the music is so incredibly beautiful. And please, guys, if you haven't checked out Jon's music, it's all over the internet. It's on Instagram. It's on YouTube. You can stream it on all streaming platforms. So please listen to this music. It just really, it's eye-opening. It touches your soul, and it just really, it's beautiful. It truly is.
Thank you.
So let's start with your childhood, Jon. How old were you when you got into music, and who inspired you?
So my family was a very musical family. My mom sings. My father plays trumpet. My sister plays flute and sings. And so I kind of grew up, my older sister. So everybody kind of did everything before me. And in 6th grade, I had to choose an elective for school. And I chose band. And my dad had this old rusty trumpet from 25 years before. We had to like unstick the valves and start playing it. And I started playing, and as soon as my lips touched that trumpet, there was no turning back. I knew that music was my future. I didn't know how, but I knew that music was going to be my future because it was almost like it was built in. I was super thankful for it, and I took it for granted a lot as a kid. But I'm super thankful now. But I was a little bit of a late bloomer. So 13 years old is when I started. No, not 13. 8, 4. I don't even know what I start. Oh, 11 years old is when I started playing. So sixth grade.
Yeah.
And that just inspired by my father's musical ability. Is why I wanted to start playing trumpet. Kind of wanted to follow in his footsteps, and I practiced about 3 to 4 hours a day, and worked my way on up, and it was incredible.
Amazing. So when did guitar and piano enter the picture?
So piano had always kind of camped out. I took lessons with somebody who was in our church. She would come over every once in a while, but I didn't take it seriously. So I basically learned how to play Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Yeah.
And kind of just dropped it because I didn't take it seriously. Guitar came in when I was in church in 9th grade when I was 14 years old. The guy who was leading worship was like, hey, you want to learn how to do a guitar or play guitar? I'm doing a guitar class. And that is going to, it's going to be free. It's going to be once a week, and you and your dad can come. So my dad and I kind of did it as a bonding thing.
Cool.
And so we went, and my dad just ended up like hanging out with the guy whose house it's at, and then I played guitar. And I was practicing trumpet 3 hours a day, practicing guitar 3 hours a day.
Wow.
After 3 months, the guy who was teaching me, he was like, Jon, you've like absorbed it all like a sponge, and I've taught you everything I can, but let me teach you how to write a song. And so I wrote my first song, sang it, even though I was probably a horrendous singer. And but I knew that once I wrote the song, I was like, man, this is a huge game changer. Like I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. I'm going to have to choose between playing trumpet and being a songwriter or a singer. So it was crazy. It was absolutely amazing and life-changing. And then I started singing when I was 14 years old as well. So as a freshman in high school.
Now, when you started singing, are you self-taught or are you trained?
So you have all the good questions. When I started singing in 9th grade, nothing was trained. I was actually singing in the male a cappella group. Just out of curiosity, I tried out for it. And then, I went to school for opera, after that, for opera performance, just because just like ballet is kind of the basis of all dance, I guess you could say. Ballet is kind of like the foundation. Opera kind of teaches you about your instrument, how to use it correctly, how to breathe correctly. And so that was cool. I enjoyed that. Hi guys, Alex.
Hey,
up?
Zach,
Hi, guys.
Alex. Hey guys, we see you.
Hi guys, good to see y'all. Thank you for jumping on. But yeah, so as far as that goes, trained classically. But have I used that since college? No, but that's okay. I've used everything it's taught me.
Yeah. Well, the thing about when you're trained as an opera singer, you know, like when I listen to music, I know an opera singer when I hear one because they are next level. Like, I'm telling you, like, anybody who's in this chat that listens to music, you know when you hear an opera singer and you're like, you go back in their history, they're like, oh yeah, I was trained in opera. And it's like, yes, John, you were.
That's funny.
I love it though. I love it. So how would you describe the music that you create?
I would call it pop soul. The type of music that I create, that I release,
Mm-hmm.
is pop soul. So similar to the style maybe of, in the vein of like Adele, Sam Smith, Ed Sheeran, with maybe a little bit more of a touch of pop. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's probably what I would call it.
Mm-hmm. And what's the creative process like for you?
The creative process changes every single time. Sometimes I'm sitting at my piano at 2:00 in the morning, like just super late at night or early in the morning, however you look at it, sitting at my piano playing 4 chords, and just a song happens, just kind of like it did with Better Man.
Yeah.
Or sometimes I run into a room with somebody, come in with an idea, or we start fresh and we just hash it out, get a chorus of a song or a whole song or half of a song. We finish it later. Mm-hmm. The creative process is always changing, which is good for me because I divert really easily. I may have ADD, I'm not sure, but I divert really easily. So having something that kind of keeps me on my toes and something that's always changing is really, really great for me.
Mm-hmm. And so I think with the creative process, just never knowing what it's like. It's like you could create something in 15 minutes, or it could just be at like 2 a.m. and you're struggling, right? Like it's just like you just never know where the mind's gonna go, right?
Yeah. I had a writing session on Monday, but Sunday night I was kept up like at 12:30, like so midnight. I wake up and all of a sudden I have ideas just flowing out.
Oh, I love that.
So I get up my phone and I start a note for every idea. Every new idea, I start a new note.
Yeah.
And so that was actually one of the songs that we did on Monday. We wrote that and it's demoed out and it went incredibly well. So yeah, you never know where the inspiration is going to come from, when the inspiration is going to come, or on the flip side of it, when the inspiration is not going to happen. When you get together and it turns out just to be like a hangout rather than, writing or creating a song.
Yeah. And thank you for being so honest about that, because some people are just like, oh yeah, I can bang out a song in 15 minutes. It's like, no, it's like honestly different. And there's so many ups and downs. Like you could really do a song in 20 minutes and then you could just be sitting there like, okay, so we don't know what we're going to talk about.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you, but like for me, banging out a song in 15 minutes is not something to brag about for me, because I believe a song is an incredibly like intricate like piece of you that's going to go into history, and you've got to make sure it's like perfect. So a song can be written in 30 minutes, but it doesn't mean that it's finished in 30 minutes. It can be rewritten, it can be fixed, it can be changed, it can be molded and produced during the production stages of it before you record it.
So when we talk about songwriting, do you have songs like in your backpack, if you will, that you just haven't released? Or like maybe you had a song from 8 years ago or 10 years ago waiting to...
Yeah, there's a lot of songs. There are songs currently in the works that haven't been released. It's really interesting to think about. Like there are songs that I'll play at a show, but people will ask when they're going to be released. Songs I've played at shows for years, but people are just like, can you release it? But then there are songs that nobody really knows about, that, I'm testing out on different people, or I'll send it to different people and see what you think. And maybe something that's a little bit of a progression from my style that I currently have, which is, again, that piano driven pop soul. Maybe the next song is going to have an electric guitar lead, kind of like everybody gets high sometimes, that song. maybe it's called Cold Water or something like that. So, you know, everything's always changing, always progressing. And I've always got songs in my back pocket. Maybe not ones that are 100% ready to go, but
Yeah.
ones that could be pretty dang quickly.
Awesome.
Hi, guys. Hi, Ethan.
Yes.
Hi, Kai.
Ethan.
Hi, everybody. Thank you guys for logging on.
Yes. Thank you guys for joining us this evening. So you mentioned earlier Adele and Sam Smith as some of your inspirations, but people also compare you to them as well. Who else musically inspires you?
I will tell you my first musical inspiration is Chris Martin. Not my first, but one of my biggest musical inspirations is Chris Martin, who is the lead singer of Coldplay.
Yes.
When I was younger, I watched a concert of Coldplay, and I'm not joking. Chris Martin is just like singing in his own little world, but like, nah, like he's still like running around, but he's singing in this vibrato and killing it. And I'm like, man, I want to be in my own little world like him, and I want to like write lyrics that maybe sometimes you have to think a little bit more about, or maybe sometimes it just hits you. And so he's been a huge musical inspiration for me. And I actually was raised listening to contemporary Christian music.
Okay.
So I have to give a lot of credit to, you know, the old CCM world, the soul from a group called Anointed, Point of Grace, For Him, all of those like older groups that have soul and have a great message. Those things are also incredible parts of my journey. Jeremy Campus. Yeah, I've got so many. Warren Barfield. I can't stop naming them, but I would say probably one of the biggest inspirations that was the flipping point for me was seeing that performance by Chris Martin when he sang with Coldplay. I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
I can just do what I want and not 100% maybe care exactly what everybody thinks, because I want to share my message, and however it's accepted is going to be accepted.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Coldplay live before?
I haven't. Oh my gosh, it would be a dream.
Oh my gosh, I saw them at MetLife Stadium a couple of years ago, and it was that tour where it was like all the rainbows were around. I don't know off the top of my head, but they gave us all these bracelets.
Yes.
And with the beat of the music, it was like all different colors all around the arena. It was amazing.
Yeah, I'd love to go to one of their shows. I would love to.
Yes, it's definitely on your bucket list.
It definitely is.
Who would you like to collaborate with?
I will tell you, it would be really hard to pick at this moment in time. I think an incredibly fun person to collaborate with would be Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
I feel like we have a similar style. Like I love to fit words into places that maybe a little too many words in like a small whatever. And I think Ed is incredible with that. I think there's Ryan Tedder. He is the lead singer of One Republic.
Yeah.
He's an incredible producer, and he's an incredible songwriter. He'd be someone that I've always wanted to work with and collab with. But I will tell you who I'm working with right now in Nashville. Some of these people that maybe, you know, flying under the radar a little bit are some of the people that have really helped me change my music for the better and helped me move towards a really great plane for where I want to be. And so I will say right now I've got a pretty awesome dream team in Nashville. But if I had to branch out and pick a celebrity, those would be the people I think.
I love it. Very cool.
Maybe a duet with Adele or something like that.
Yes. But, oh my God, I would love to see you duet with her. That would be phenomenal. Yes. Yeah. We need to like manifest this and make this happen.
Done. Universe, done.
Yes. Write it down. Put it next to your bed. Speak it into your mirror every morning when you wake up. Like, let's do it.
That's awesome.
So you posted a really great quote the other day on Instagram, and I wanted to share it for those people who didn't see it. Don't try to find order in the chaos. Try to find peace, even if it's just a couple minutes a day. I love this. What does this mean to you?
So I will tell you, as a musician, a lot of people don't quite understand the musician side of things.
Yeah.
And when you wake up as a musician, who are trying to push yourself into the music industry, or try to even stay afloat or keep up, or there are 5 million things on your plate that all have to be dealt with.
Right.
And for me, I woke up super overwhelmed that day with every single thing. And some of these things are great. Some are like some amazing things that have happened in my music just in the past 4 or 5 months, but they're hard to actually celebrate because of everything that still has to be done and the game of keep up. I'm super thankful and I'm so grateful. And at that moment, I kind of felt the weight of the world on my shoulders. And it was like, you know what, instead of trying to find, you know, the order in this chaos, like what do I need to do next? Why is this all happening? How am I going to get all this done today? How am I going to get all this done at once? What needs to come first? Like, instead of doing all that, maybe I just need to like take a minute, like just sit down and understand that this is all happening for me, not to me, and that I'm able to kind of get a clearer focus and a clearer mind. And I feel like I probably struggle with that more often than I'd like to.
Yeah.
Than I'd like to admit, but it's a step of growth every single day that I'm trying to overcome.
One foot in front of the other.
Woo! Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Okay.
Do you write things down? Like, do you have a written to-do list?
Yeah, so I have an app called Todoist, and it has all my stuff. And when I don't get it done that day,
yeah,
I just press in the upper hand corner, reschedule for tomorrow.
Right.
And, for me, I think that actually takes some of the stress off. When I have something written down, I'm not afraid I'm going to forget it.
I'm the same way. I am such a sucker for to-do lists. Like, even when I was doing absolutely nothing in quarantine, like one of the main things on my to-do list every morning is drink 3 like huge swell bottles of water. And I know that's like a simple, stupid thing, but it's like, but then I'm like, oh, okay, I just finished 1. Oh, I just finished 2. And it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I think sometimes very simple things like that should go on your to-do list, because it's kind of like, maybe it's not top of mind.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah, 100%. I literally just love to tap it, see it disappear, because there's that little feeling of accomplishment.
Yes.
I don't really feel accomplished when I get the task done.
Yeah.
I only really feel accomplished when I check that little box.
Oh, I know. Check that box and you see it go away and you're like, okay, on to the next.
Exactly.
What's your favorite song to perform and why?
I have a lot of songs that's a really difficult question, because it depends on what mood I'm in. One of my favorite songs to perform is a song I'm performing for you tonight.
Yeah.
Called Better Man. I usually play it on piano, but I'm playing it on guitar tonight. That song I wrote it just in such a train wreck time in my life, and being able to get up or just pull my guitar up and start playing it and be so vulnerable, and hearing people's feedback. We've gotten messages about marriages being saved. We've gotten messages about, you know, people working their differences out, and all these like incredible, the feedback, people coming up to me after a show, or people, you know, messaging us, texting us, sending us, you know, the video chat things like that. To me, like being able to perform that song and see the type of difference it's making is probably one of my favorite things. That's probably one of my favorite songs to perform. And then before that, there's a song I wrote coming out of that. It was the first song that I had ever written. I'm sorry, it was the first song that I had written by myself after Whitney's fall. After Whitney fell and hit her head, music kind of hit the back burner. 2.5 years later, I wrote a song by myself to kind of sum that all up. And that song is probably one of my favorites to perform as well, just because it reaches so deep for me.
Yeah. And like we said earlier, the music, like once you release it and it's out there, right? Like there's no turning back. right?
No
It's
turning back.
out there for people to stream it and hear it. And then when you get people like DMing you and emailing you and saying like, Jon, like I went through something similar and like I was in this crazy place and you just like helped me get out of it. Like I feel like you're with me in it. Like I can't even imagine what those kind of messages that you get, because you're just like, oh my gosh, like it touched somebody like in this incredible way.
Yeah, and every message, you would think it would like make your head bigger, like, oh man, I'm making a difference. But actually, every single message is honestly just kindling on the fire, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I've got this fire underneath of me that's keeping me going,
Right.
keeping me from sitting down and doing nothing. And every single message or every single story, anything is just extra branches just thrown onto that fire, and it makes it burn even brighter. And it does make me feel like I'm making a difference.
Yeah.
And that's what I feel like my purpose is to help people and let people know they're not alone in the problems they're going through or in the celebrations they're going through, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like everybody turns to music, whether it's in good times, bad times, angry times. It's like we turn to music because there's so much music that we can relate to in any aspect of our life.
Yeah.
So in March, you were on season 18 of NBC's The Voice, and you picked Don't Give Up on Me by Andy Grammer as your blind audition song. Bring me back to that time. Why did you pick that song?
That song, I'm going to rewind just a little bit. So going into the audition process, you had to submit songs that you were going to want to do.
Yeah.
And there is, you know, we were at that time where we wanted to pick our audition song. And I was sitting in the car with Whitney, Walmart, 1 o'clock in the morning, Walmart parking lot. And we were just like, I was stressing over it because I'm an overthinker. So I'm just sitting there stressing over, what's this song? This is like, there's so much writing on this. There wasn't, but there's so much writing on this and it's going to be crazy. And she's like, I've got this song. She pulls up Spotify, presses play on the song, and we both just sit in the car and cry because the first line says, I will fight for you. I always do until my heart is black and blue.
Yeah.
And for me, people have told me that there are a lot of people that would leave if Whitney was going through the same thing that she was going through, but it takes a certain person to want to fight for what they love.
Yeah.
And for me, that's what I am. I'm going to fight for what I love. I'm going to fight for the people I love. And most definitely, I'm going to fight for the woman that I love, who I don't deserve, and I'm so lucky to have.
Oh my gosh.
And so I wanted not only just to sing on national television because I was excited about it. I wanted to share a story of hope and perseverance and love, and the fact that true love that lasts is not dead, and it is still here.
Yeah.
And we can still find it. And so that is the song that we chose, picked out by Whitney, and cried over the first time we heard it.
I love that. That is so powerful, because I ask people on The Voice or American Idol, oh, why'd you pick such and such a song? But like, no one's ever given me a reason as deep and meaningful and heartfelt as that. And it's just like, and then when you sing that song, like the feelings that you have when you sing it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's a crazy song to get through and to sing. All the words are very, very inspiring.
Mm-hmm. So what was that feeling like, being on a stage and singing that song? Because I mean, you were in the Walmart parking lot, right? And you're like crying, listening to it. And then you're like literally in front of 4 chairs and you're like, okay, I kind of hope someone turns, but like, what does that feel like in your head?
So at that moment, so you're standing in front of the door, you hear production say that, you know, film is rolling.
Yeah.
The lights blare on, the doors are still closed, but you see the lights just jump on.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's ready. The mic is in your hand. The producer says it's your turn. Everybody's here for you right now. And you go from like, I hope I turn a chair,
Yeah.
to this is what I do. And the whole purpose of me wanting to do it was to let people know, again, that they're not alone in what they're going through.
Right.
And so I just wanted, for me, I think it was incredibly nerve-wracking because I was challenged in that song to hit a high B flat in full voice. It's great.
Yeah.
You know, it's sometimes hard to hear yourself because it's so loud in that soundstage. You're like almost trying to sing over your voice because it's so incredibly loud.
Yeah.
And on TV, it doesn't sound that loud, but I will tell you what, it is crazy. And so all those things almost dropped away, and I just really, really, really wanted to focus on the message of the song and the message that I wanted America or anybody to know, whether somebody turned or not. I wanted people to know my heart. And so that's where I think it came from. And that's kind of how it felt. Again, probably one of the scariest moments in my life, just because you feel like so much is riding on it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was scary because I was also thinking what we talked about earlier. When you step on that stage, they're capturing footage of you that's going to be around forever.
Yeah.
You mess up, you fall on the stage, you fall onto the stage, it's going to be around. It's going to be there. They're going to put that in the show if you fall onto that stage.
Thankfully, that didn't happen.
Hi, Cliff. Cliff is my manager, guys. Incredible.
Hi, Cliff.
But yeah, so I'm talking loud, sorry, but it was absolutely mind-blowing, exciting, exhilarating, and humbling all at the same time, because everybody that was in that process from the beginning of the stages that I saw from the beginning to the end were stars.
Yeah. Yeah.
In their own right. It doesn't, like, Todd's incredible. I love Todd so much. We keep in touch very often. And I'm glad he won. He's an incredible guy. Amazing voice. Beautiful story. Beautiful family.
Yeah.
Anybody that was in there from beginning to the end, they could have been a star in their own right, and they should be stars in their own right.
And that's such a beautiful thing about that show is when you watch The Voice, there's so many incredible singers. Like there's 10-year-olds, they have 50-year-olds, they have, I mean, people from like places you can't even pronounce, right? Farms, you know, they have every different kind of singer that you can possibly think of on that show. And you guys are all so talented and so, I mean, it's so amazing when they turn the chairs for you guys, because they also have a bunch of really good singers that nobody turns chairs for. And you're like, that person was really good.
There are hundreds of musicians that don't even get to touch that stage that are so incredibly talented that the stars just didn't align at that moment for them.
Yeah.
Maybe their story wasn't the right story, or maybe that just wasn't their time to be on the show.
Right.
Maybe that somebody like them was already casted, but like, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, there are so many people that didn't even touch that stage that could have easily beat me in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And it was so humbling and so fun to even be there and get the privilege to jump on that stage and sing my heart out.
Yes. And you sang your heart out. You destroyed it, Jon. Like, what an incredible performance.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely amazing. What surprised you about your time on The Voice?
The community of all of the contestants.
Yeah.
There was no malintention anywhere. We hung out 24/7. We played card games in the lobby of the hotel. We all went to meals together. We hung out in each other's rooms and played music and shared songs and stories with each other. I was thinking it was going to be like a super like competitive, like nobody wants to hang out with anybody, but we still all keep in touch. It's just, we text each other, celebrate each other's victories and help pull each other out of, slumps. We're just, that's what we're here for. And so becoming just this huge family was something that did surprise me the most.
Yeah. And that's so beautiful, because I have talked to quite a few people on The Voice, and everybody says the same thing. They're like, everybody just embraced me and just, they felt like my family. They are my family. Like, I talked to them about my music career and this, and yeah, you guys are not competing, like you're competing against each other, but like you all love each other and you're like, we just genuinely want each other to win. And I love that because in the music industry, most people are very like cutthroat, like, no, like you're a guy, I'm a guy, I don't want you to win. But like your community that you guys have built there is not like that.
Yeah, it's cool. It really is. And like when you get kicked out of a round, you're genuinely when the judge or the coach picks somebody else, you are genuinely happy for that person. And you're just like, it's my time to be done. That's great. Time to move on. Yeah. As long as you're looking at the show as just a small step in your music career.
Of course.
This is not where you are, and then you don't make it.
Yeah.
And anybody that's watching that wants to try out, please understand that. But it is a step on your musical journey. And so as long as you look at it like that with a healthy mindset, of course you're upset and sad, after it all hits you and you make it through the grieving process. But you are genuinely happy and proud of the people. Yeah. Guys, I do see your comments, and I'm going to jump on here afterwards and respond to comments. I'm sorry I'm not able to respond to them right now. But yeah, so I just want to let you know, like, that for me is probably the best part of the show is the community that it created.
Yeah, I think that's so beautiful. So which people from the show are you closest with? You said Todd.
Yeah, so Todd, I'm super close with Todd. We actually have some plans coming up in the future. And then Mandy Thomas, she sang opera that season that I was on.
Yes.
She's an incredible country singer. She's actually coming here. I don't know if I should be saying this, but she's coming here next month to record her debut single with my producer who produced Survive. And then Cedrice, she was the last person to fill the teams on Team Legend. I love Cedrice. Yeah. Joey Fulco, super long hair, sounded like Cher, beautiful voice, and like super close and top. It's so hard to name everybody that we're so close with because every single one of us, Team Blake, before we even started our battle rounds, we all got together for a prayer meeting and just like we went out to dinner the night before. We spent so much time together. I love every single one of them. It's really hard to name the person I'm closest with. We all keep in touch, which makes me really happy too.
Oh, I love that. That's so awesome. So maybe some collabs with some of your contestants coming up?
Yes. We have some fun things in the works. Some really fun things in the works.
Awesome. What was it like working with Blake Shelton?
Surprising.
Yeah.
Would be my word. I feel like you didn't ask me for one word, but I'm want to give you the word. You expect with 40 cameras everywhere and following every single one of your moves. You'd expect to be super nervous, but he has some way of just breaking down a barrier of fear by just being super talkative. And he asked how our families were, myself and Todd, and talked to us about just super personal things. When we met BB Rexa too, what a superstar. Being able to like hang out with him, like we're just chilling, was really cool because, it just got to the point where we were trying to better ourselves from people who had just been in the industry longer than we have. And so that was one of my favorite things, is just being so personable and having him give me knowledge without making it feel like he's talking down, What's
one thing that you can pull away from him that he taught you?
When singing a duet, because the second time I met Blake, I was singing with Todd Tillman. And the main thing that we really talked about was when you're singing a duet, you each have your times to shine, but past the times to shine, you also have to connect on a different level when you're blending with a song. So rather than you're just singing your own part, you have to listen to every single nuance of that singer. You have to listen to every single everything that singer is doing.
Right.
And so I will tell you, one thing I learned from him is just to listen and to become like one when you're singing a duet with somebody, rather than just trying to either outdo them or just trying to sing your part and get through it. Todd and I, before we went in, had practiced that song probably about 400 times, and that's not a joke. We practiced every single open moment that we had. We were in his room because I had a roommate, he did not. So we were in his room just rehearsing. And we worked our tails off. I'm not joking when I tell you we ran that 400 times.
Yeah.
And so you know, being able to do that and listen to each other, get to know each other's nuances. You know, I sang it with him when he went to Theater of the Stars in Pigeon Forge. I sang with him, and we did that. That was one of the songs that we did just because we know how to read each other so well on it.
Definitely. And 400 times, woo, practice makes perfect.
I'm not joking. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Love it. So during quarantine, you released a trilogy of 3 songs. We touched on this earlier. Better Man, September, Get to You in November, and Survive in January. And as we said earlier, your songwriting process is very vulnerable and honest. So what would you like your fans to take away from these songs? And I guess we can, go right in order, if you will.
Yeah, from Better Man, I want you guys to know that you're not alone. I want every single person listening to every single one of these songs knowing that whatever problem they're going through, whatever huge challenge they're facing, that they're not alone and that there is a way to get through it. For Better Man, more specifically, it's a desperate love letter. For that, I want everybody to know to not be afraid to make a promise, to try to be a better person, and to be able to swallow your pride if you need to. And for me, it's always been difficult to be like, I'll learn to be better, when I'm like, it wasn't my fault, but it doesn't matter because you love that person and you understand that arguments don't just come out of nowhere, and that that other person, if they're arguing, they're going through a really hard time.
Right.
From Get to You is a song that talks about the time that you just like, it's to the point where you made that promise to be a better man, but then you almost just give up. The communication has stopped. It's almost like you've tried and exhausted every single way to communicate, but because it's just so hard to communicate, you're just like, let's not even do it. I don't care. And through that song, For Get to You, the bridge says, I took you for granted. I'm sorry. Oh, we're in it too deep to walk away. I took you for granted and I'm sorry. And I want people to know from that song that no matter what, like if you have invested time into a relationship or a friendship or anything, and I my pastor in church talked about this on Sunday, and he was like, you know, when you pick somebody to be friends with or to marry or to be whatever, well, go up to them and say, you know what, I'm in it for life. And work your hardest to make that actually happen. And so I want people for Get to You, I want them to know that Get to You is a song of perseverance. That even though you get burnt out, it's okay to get burnt out, but understand that there's time to pick it back up and get back on the road, admit that you were wrong and keep going.
Yeah.
And then the last song, Survive, is once this problem has taken over every single aspect of your life, that you're even dreaming about it. You fall asleep and it's all you can think about. You're awake, it's all you can think about. But I also, on the flip side of that song, I want people to know that there is a bright, beautiful light at the end of the tunnel. You just have to stick it out.
Definitely.
And so that song talks about the hope of the future, even though you're worried that it's going to be difficult to get there. And so I just have really long answers to the questions tonight. I'm so sorry.
I love it though. I love it because sometimes when I do these conversations, I'll get like someone will say like 5 or 6 words, and then like I try to get a little more out of them. But Jon, I'm loving this. It's so informative to people to know the background of these songs, because then when they listen to it, they're like, yeah, because Jon said this, and the whole trilogy of the songs and how it kind of moves together and like survive. Like, yes, we can get through this.
It's not impossible.
You are living proof of it.
Thank you.
So, Jon, that's all the questions I have for you tonight, but can you do us a favor and tell everybody that's in this chat room where they can find you on social? Plug all of your social for me.
Yeah, so pretty much on Spotify, on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok. I love TikTok.
Ooh, TikTok, okay.
You can find me, Jon Mullins Official, Jon Mullins Official. On YouTube and Twitter. I don't tweet much, but YouTube and Twitter. You can find what I post on Instagram on Twitter. But on Twitter, and YouTube, it's Jon Mullins Music. And you can find me, Jon Mullins, on all streaming platforms. And my song Better Man, Get to You, and Survive. You guys should check those out. I also have a record that I released 4 or 5 years ago called 20 something. And that record is a very young songwriter inside of me, releasing songs about my 20s, and all of them are very different styles, and they just kind of show you the kind of levels that I went through in my songwriting and in my life.
I love that. Very cool. So everybody that's watching this chat right now, Jon, tell them, how can they support you as a musician?
Yeah, so the best way that you can support me right now as a musician is to follow me on Spotify, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Apple Music, follow, and listen to the music. In the music industry, interaction is money. Not actual money, but interaction is like, is his own currency. And I will tell you, the best way I think that somebody right now can support me is to get to know me and let me get to know you. Yeah. And that will result in interaction and hanging out and being part of each other's lives. You're not just my fan, I'm your fan. Like I want to be part of your life. I want to cheer you on. I want the music that I write to cheer you on through the hardest times in your life. And I want the music that I write, maybe some super happy songs, to be things that you just jam out to when you're super excited about things. And so be part of my family. Go to jonmullins.com, buy merch if you want. But right now, I just really want to get to know all of you. And I
love that. That's so cool. Like, it's a family, it's a relationship. Like, yes, if you don't already, please make sure to follow Jon. Follow them. Hey, Jon, what's coming up as far as projects and stuff?
So I have a couple collaborations that are coming out. And then a couple more releases. My next release is actually a collaboration. Nice. You may have already seen a video of it, but we actually decided to release the song as its own song, an acoustic, like just piano and duet vocal. And I'm just very excited about this collaboration. This person that I'm doing this with was also on The Voice Top 5. I think in like season 8 or something like that. And I'm so thankful to be able to do that. So my next release is going to probably be a collaboration. Nice. An acoustic, beautiful song that was written out of a very interesting time. And then there's another song coming after that that's got a lot of energy, and I'm very excited about all of it. I just can't say too much, but I just want everybody to know there are things coming at you. They may be coming a little bit slower than I could hope or than I could want, but the right things are in the right works at the right time, and I'm going to do everything to keep everybody updated on social media.
Love it. Love it. So, Jon, you are going to be performing for us.
Yes. I'm going to play for you guys. I'll play a couple songs. So the first song I'm going to play for you guys is Better Man. This song means so much to me. If you guys are just logging on or haven't logged on earlier, my wife fell forward, hit her head on concrete 5 years ago, started losing speech and motor functions, developed extreme anxiety, lost short-term memory. We had to relearn how to communicate. Lots of fights happened. And I wanted to write a desperate love letter called Better Man. And this is that song. And I hope you guys love it and hope it means as much to you as it does to me. It's Better Man. It's only human nature just to give up on somebody that you don't understand. I know you got a million reasons to let me go, but now I'm asking for another chance. We can make this work, I would do anything for you. I didn't know I was wrong, whatever I need to keep you right. To be a better man for you, to be a better man for you. Yeah. First we're yelling and we're screaming and we're getting in the moment. Then you tell me to get out the room. I know you're afraid, it's why you push me away, but I will always come back to you and tell you we can make this work. I would do anything for you. I didn't know I was wrong, whatever I need to keep you alive. To be a better man for you. To be a better man for you. Hey, just because we're going through some hard times doesn't mean we need to give up. I don't want to give up just because it isn't exactly what we thought. Doesn't mean we need to give up. Please don't give up. No, I would do anything for you. Whatever I need to keep you right, will learn. And I will learn to be a better man for you. I will learn to be a better man for you. To be a better man for you, I will learn. To be a better man for you, I will learn.
Give it up.
Thank you.
Jon,
Thank
that
you
was
so
amazing.
much. I'll play. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll play one more song, and this song means so much to me. Again, I introduced it earlier after Whitney fell. Music kind of took the back burner, and I didn't write a song by myself for about 2.5 years. And we were driving through Indiana, 3 o'clock in the morning. I guess all the songs come to me in the morning time, but 3 o'clock in the morning, we were driving through northern Indiana, back roads, cornfields, no lights. And I just wanted, this song popped into my head. Whitney woke up because she was sleeping, and like she looks over at me, and I was like, baby, just go back to sleep. And I was writing this song in my head, and we got to her parents' house, and I got out my guitar and played it exactly like I'm about to play it for you right now, because it like almost just came to life exactly how it was supposed to. And so this song is called Drive, and I wanted to write it to let Whitney know that no matter what happens in our life, no matter what twists, turns, and curveballs life throws our way, that I'll do everything in my power to get us through it, even if I'm the one that has to drive us through it. And so here's a song called Drive. This beat up car, you can hear it rumbling, won't get us very far, but it's still running, and I bought a little gasoline with the rest of my cash, and we'll just drive, we'll just drive, with our windows down and hair blowing in the breeze. In the country air, it reminds us that we're free. And we haven't slowed down, but we don't know where we're going. But we'll just drive, we'll just drive. There'll be twists and turns and lessons learned. Sometimes I like to stop and rest, but we'll start back up just like we never stopped. We'll let the open road, let it do the rest, and drive. If you're getting tired, leaning closer, you close and rest your eyes, and I'll wake you when it's over, and I'll get us both through the night. It don't matter how many miles, I'll just drive, I'll just drive. There'll be twists and turns. Hi. Sorry, I'm gonna start in the chorus. Somebody called me, Lord have mercy. There'll be twists and turns and lessons learned. Sometimes we'll have to stop and rest, but we'll start back up just like we never stopped. We'll let the open road, let it do the rest, and drive. We'll drive, we'll drive. No, 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 no. There'll be twists and turns, there'll be lessons learned. Sometimes we'll have to stop and rest, but we'll start back up just like we never stop. We'll let the open road, let it do the rest. And you and me will try, just try. That's it. Thank you.
John, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Sorry about the phone call in the middle.
It's okay, it happens. It's, you know, it's technology, right? So, John, if you have a couple more minutes, I'd love to see if anybody in the room has questions for you. I mean, I know we're approaching 9 p.m. my time, 8 p.m. your time.
That's fine. Ask away. Anybody.
Okay, cool. So, guys, if you have any questions for John, please feel free to put them in the chat below, and we will get to your questions.
Keep reaching for the water. Sorry about that.
Where would you like to perform next?
Um, outside of my studio. That's the answer. That is where I would like to perform next, is outside of my studio. Not in front. I love the fact that this is happening, but in front of a real audience or real people would be incredible.
Exactly, because then you can see the looks on everybody's faces, and they can like,
Yeah.
song.
One of my favorite parts is getting to be able to meet everybody afterwards and hear the stories and hear everything just behind how the music has what they like about the music and how it has affected their lives, and just getting to know the people that are supporting my music on a deeper level than just, hey, what's up, let me sign this.
Yeah,
I like something a little more.
definitely. Do you like collaborating with others or singing by yourself?
So I enjoy doing duets. They're great. They're one of my favorite things to do because it's a way for you to bond with other musicians.
Mm-hmm.
But there's something very interesting about it. Like, collaborations are incredible, but there also has to be like a deeper connection, if that makes sense, in order to be able to, for it to be, there has to be something deeper for it to be a little bit more effective, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can collaborate and it might not gel the way it's supposed to, but like it
Yeah.
just, you want that deep meaning.
Yeah. And the gel isn't something you can make happen in a studio.
Right.
Not something you can just record vocals and make it happen. It's there's something deeper, something more underlying, and I feel like people on the outside can see the difference. People can see, oh, they sing well together, or oh, that was a good duet, cool. Like, you never really know. Sometimes sometimes I can't even read how the duet actually went.
Mm-hmm. What's the best advice you've ever been given?
Never give up.
Mm-hmm.
My parents, since I was young, only advice: never give up on your dreams. Follow them until you can't anymore. And that's what I've been told, and that's the best advice.
Love it.
Never stop.
What advice would you give to other musicians during quarantine?
Keep your head up. Know that there is a time to come that is going to come out of this. Shows are starting up. If you're another musician who plays shows are starting back up.
Yeah.
Start practicing.
Mm-hmm.
I need to do that. Start practicing your music, get your stuff ready, and be ready for when the floodgates open back up, because it's going to be worth it. Yeah. And all the time that you put into practicing, which again, I need to practice, after quarantine is going to be very important once you're able to play shows. But do understand, like, there's a way out. There's a time that's coming that's going to be incredible for the music industry, because it's been so dry in 2020.
Yeah.
21, I think in the later 2021, the floodgates are going to open.
Yes, I hope so. We miss music. I mean, oof.
Yes.
You miss playing. We miss supporting you guys. We do.
Thank you.
What's your favorite key to sing in?
It's a very difficult question, because I feel like you write a song for a key. Better Man's in A flat, Get to You is in C, and Survive is in F. Some of my other songs are in D. I just played a song in G. There's not really a favorite key. The thing that I always like, if I'm writing a song, sometimes I like to just pick a key without thinking about what's like a key that's going to be good for my voice, so that you can write the lyrics and the melody for that.
Yeah.
But I don't have really a favorite key. There was a time that my favorite key to sing in was D, but none of the songs that I currently have out are in D. So I don't know. Maybe things have changed.
Do you like key changes and feel that in your songs it has a significant effect?
I don't usually add key changes to
Hmm.
my songs. For me, growing up in the Christian, Christian music world, seeing everything happen, key changes were huge,
Yeah.
just to build anticipation or to build, to smack something, to really like hammer in the end of a song. You do a key change and everybody's like, yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
They're cool. They're awesome. I think they have their place and I think they're beautiful, but they're not something that I normally throw into a song. Maybe I should.
What's your favorite Adele song?
Hello, it's me. That's a good song, but I will say, you look like a movie, you sound like a song. This reminds me of when we were young. Let me photograph. That song, When We Were Young by Adele, is like a very powerful, incredible, inspiring song. So that's probably my favorite song of hers.
Mm-hmm. What about Sam Smith?
There's a song that he came out with. Maybe it was, I don't know when he came out with it, but there's a song, a couple of rings on the runway, there on the picture frame when I was crashing. To Die For is a song that he came out with.
Mm-hmm.
Just want somebody to die for, to die for. It's a crazy awesome song. If you haven't heard it, you should definitely go listen to it.
Awesome. Love it. What song off of 20 something was the most transformative?
Transformative to my writing, or to like it started out as this and changed to this? What can you expound?
Yeah. Stephanie, we need a little further clarification on that.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's very interesting to think about that record because every single song has its own like footprint. That's a little bit different. It goes from country to super poppy, and there's a lot of songs that were on that record that changed from their original way that they were played. So the song itself transformed.
Yeah. She's your life, like changes in your life or mindset shift.
I would say, let me talk about like a song that maybe showed me where I want to go with music. Mm-hmm. There's a song called Gasoline on 20 something, and it's a piano driven song. And as soon as I had that song, as soon as I played that song and built the production around it, had the producer built the production around it, and I was like, this song feels so right. I love piano driven music.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew that the next music that I wanted to release was piano driven. Mm-hmm. I love acoustic guitar and I think it's beautiful. I love playing it. It's very convenient. But I think Gasoline was probably one of the most transformative songs for me, for my music, and for thinking.
Awesome. What is your favorite Coldplay song?
Fix You.
Oh, yes.
The Scientist and Yellow. All three of those.
Yes.
I love those songs. Fix You. I'm just a sucker for just sad but powerful songs.
That song, oh my gosh. Yeah, when you hear Fix You, it's just, you just get chills, like you get emotional, you might start crying.
It's one of those songs. I'm just going to play a little bit really quick.
Oh, please. Please.
Because I'm gonna make you listen to it. Sorry, forgive me.
No, oh my God, please play it, please.
When you try your best, but you don't succeed. When you get what you want, but not what you need. And when you feel so tired, but you can't sleep. Stuck in a reverse. Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you. Oh, I love that song so much, and there's like, it's so powerful, like on piano. And
Oh yeah.
just like, it's just like one of those songs that just changes your life when you hear it. I love that song so much.
Yeah, I love that song too. Someone said, play us some Yellow right now.
Yellow! Yellow! Oh, okay, I can't turn this into an all request live, but look how the stars, look how they shine for you, and all the things you do, my love, and they were all yellow. Oh, and your skin, oh yeah, your skin and bones, they turn into something beautiful, and you know I love you so. Oh, you know I love you so. That's such a good song too.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Oh my gosh, can't go wrong with Coldplay, right?
You can't. You never can.
Awesome. Well, guys, that's all the time that we have for this evening.
Yes.
Jon, I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you for agreeing to be on my show. Thank you for being honest and vulnerable and just putting out such incredible life-changing music. Like, I think that's so, so, so important.
Thank you so much. That means so much to me. And thank you for being there for it and listening to it. It means the world to me.
Yes, thank you. Jon, do you have any last words for the people watching this live right now?
I love you. I love you. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for being part of my family. And you're the best. Thank you so much. And
yes.
Thank you, Ashley, for having me. It means the world to me. And congratulations on your 50th interview/episode.
Yes.
I'm thankful for you, and I'm excited for you. It only goes up from here.
Jon, thank you. That means the absolute world to me. Guys, if you don't already, please make sure to follow Jon. Give him a follow on all those platforms, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram. He has a lot of great new music coming, and I'm so appreciative that you took the time out of your schedule and had a wonderful conversation and gave us some fun Coldplay.
Thank you so much. Have an incredible evening. I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night. And if you don't already, please make sure to follow me, Ashley Live, and we'll see you next time. Have a good night, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.